Life and Tymes, and I'm seeing the signs. Bright red on air, you receiving the lines. And the flow's so nice that you cannot equate it. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Got the power in my hands, conviction in my heart.
What up, what up, what up? Another episode of Life and Tymes. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. We are waiting currently on one of our guests, but we decided to start without him. Hopefully he's here soon. There has been remarked that he's always late, but you know, hopefully we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he'll show up soon. So for now, joining me, I have Amira as a stand-in for my next guest. Amira, hi.
Hello,
the people
everyone.
know you,
What's
of course. Welcome back. And today, joining us for the first time in the Suffolk Free Radio booth, Jello. Do you want to be presented as Jello?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I forgot to ask before. Jello, we're happy to have you, everybody. Hey.
Happy
What's
to
up?
be
How
here.
you doing?
I'm
How
good,
are
I'm
you this
good.
Friday?
It's cold. It's really, really cold outside. Like I feel like every time I put lotion on, as soon as I step out, it just goes straight ash. Like there's no point of putting lotion on.
You were saying the same thing today about your Burt's Bees, right?
It's unbelievable.
No, it's serious. It's serious. But
Yeah, we're trying to survive out here.
But I'm gonna be in Barbados in a few days, so I'm just only imagining the warm
Lovely.
weather.
Oh,
for
spring
spring break,
break.
right? Yeah,
Yes.
the whole week.
The
Nice.
whole week.
Do you have family there, or are you just going there?
No,
for
we're
a trip?
going there for a trip. The Journey program. We have a Journey program in school, and it basically
Say it.
gives
What's it called? Sorry.
The Journey.
Oh, okay.
And you get involved in it by, like, if you're involved on campus, you do this audit, and they give you up a point, and then you get a certain level system.
Okay.
And so whatever level you're in, you get to take these trips with the campus, and you have to fundraise like some money, but it's really not that much. It only costs like $500 to get.
Do you do stuff there, like any type of?
Yeah, we
humanitarian
could
stuff?
do like we go on campuses over
Right.
there, learn that stuff. We'll meet
Cool.
like ambassadors
Nice.
and stuff
Oh,
like that.
wow. That's like serious. I thought it was just
Yeah.
going to be like beach party.
I mean,
Yeah, so
that would be
did I.
involved.
Yeah.
That would be involved.
Okay,
obviously.
yeah, I was gonna say,
but
you
you know,
gotta
but
do that
Of
if
course,
you're
you got to
So
do something.
what's the purpose of it? Just for
For
outreach
you
type
know,
of thing?
just to especially if you're like a leadership major or minor, it really helps a lot too for you
Nice.
to build out connections in different states and countries.
Right.
Like they just had a one where people went to Florida, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
or North Carolina, South Carolina, and stuff like that. So students go on these trips all over the place.
Gotcha. That's cool. I've never heard of that. That's not through Suffolk.
It is through Suffolk.
Oh, it is through
Yeah,
Suffolk.
it's through Suffolk.
Wow,
It's literally
Suffolk.
right upstairs, third floor Sawyer. You
Gotcha.
can just sign right up.
Gotcha. Nice.
do it.
Are you going with like? Is it? You know,
We're
how
going
many
with different
are
people
going? How many
from
people are
Suffolk,
going?
but I have two friends that are also going on it too.
Nice.
So
Is it a big group?
like 14 of us.
Wow,
So it's really
okay.
not that many of
Very
us.
cool. Very cool.
So there's not that many that could get lost.
Very cool. Yeah,
Because when people go to a different country, then everyone acts up. So
Yeah, exactly. You can't lose anybody. That's not a good.
Yeah.
It's not good on Suffolk. Well, this is another episode of the Suffolk Scene Series where I want to have Suffolk artists and musicians on to promote their creativity, promote Suffolk creativity in general, and the music scene that Suffolk has, and Boston, the greater Boston area in general. So I wanted to have Jello on today to talk about is it a new club?
it is
A new
fairly
club
new.
/ group on campus at Suffolk University. I myself don't know a lot about it, so Jello's masterful explanations and expertise will be very beneficial today. And it is called Soulfully Versed. And I'm going to let you take it over from yours because I don't want to botch anything. So what exactly is Soulfully Versed and when did it start?
Okay, so just to go off right at the bat, it's not just a soul group because every time people hear Soulfully Versed, they're like, oh, well, I can't sing soul.
Right.
But then that's not the point. The whole point of the group is for people to come together and sound like we have it. So there's a difference
Nice.
between us just singing soul music like Temptations and all that stuff. But it's like we will incorporate
I
that.
was like, do you do Temptations?
It's like we will.
Okay,
we
that's
do
good.
some old songs, but it's like we do some new songs too.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
it's not just one genre.
Right.
But I actually started and founded the group when I was a
Nice.
sophomore in college here at Suffolk University.
Shout out Suffolk.
All because it was funny because me and my friend, we were sitting in I forget what show it was. And we were sitting there and we were like, there's a lot of talented people at Suffolk.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's still not enough groups. Like one time we went to Boston College and they had like 23 dance teams.
Right.
And it's like,
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of dance teams. And then when you think about it, we only have like maybe like 11 PAO groups.
What's that?
Just
Performing arts?
Yeah, performing
Okay,
arts.
cool.
So,
Yeah.
and it's only 11 of us, and it's like now there's 2 acapella groups.
How many are you in?
I'm only in one
And the
one
one-
group,
okay, cool.
only perform group because
Gotcha.
being the founder and president is kind of like you don't have enough
Okay,
time to,
okay,
like,
Stunner Jello.
but like
founder
I'm a
and
part,
president.
but I'm a part of like other groups and
Right.
campuses too,
Right.
aside from performing arts. But I'm also
we can get there. Don't worry, we can get there.
So, but I also do actively perform in the performing arts group if it's not on like
Right.
other stuff. But
Right.
so like I was saying, like we were at Boston College and it was just like 23 dance teams, and that's just dance teams. So it's like, could you imagine what else they have for different arts? Like they probably have different bands and different singers and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I feel like we don't have enough, because like when you audition, you never know, like the ratio of probably getting it is very slim, because it's like they probably only need like one part or one this or two here and that then. So I was like, you know, let's start up a new group just to give people more options. So it's like, you know, they'll sign up for one, but they'll sign up for this. And I always tell people all the time, like, sign up for everything, because you never really know what you'll make it into or what you might not, but at least you know, like, you can sign up for everything. And that was my whole idea of making it. It wasn't to like start competition or whatever, but it was really more the fact that we wanted to give people a chance, like more of a chance to sign up for something. And of course, like, it worked out, but now we're at the point now where we're like, well, now we only need one part or two parts. You know what I'm saying? Because now we're there, because it's like, oh, we get a lot of auditions and stuff like that. And I always tell people, I'm like, start up your own group, like, or start it up if you can, because we have so many commuters too. So it's like, a lot of them don't know what's happening. And a lot of grad students too, like, we get a lot of emails saying like, oh, you know, we didn't know if we could participate in this, or we didn't know. But I'm just like, you know, undergrad, grad students, anyone that's a Suffolk student is allowed to like come and audition and be a part of the performing arts. And they don't know that, and it's not made aware. So that's why we really wanted to start, especially for the commuter students, because it's like they don't hear anything about the performing arts. So
what are there a lot of grad students so far?
There is actually not in the group. There isn't, but we do get emails from them, and I think sometimes it probably just slips their mind on coming auditioning. But and we get a lot of law students too. So it's like you just never know. But I really that was our main reason. We just looked at each other, we're like, you know what? Let's start another group. And it was just like, when we just did it, like, we always talked like a whole bunch of mess saying, we're going to start a group, we're going to start a group, we're going to start a group. But like, it was never like a singing group. We're going to be like, you know, we're going to start, like, we would just talk like just to talk. But then just that one day we were just like, yeah, let's just start a singing group. And I love to sing. So I come from a family that sings. Like, everybody on my dad's side, they sing. So it's pretty intimidating, because when you hit a wrong note, they automatically know. So it's like when we first, oh my gosh, literally. So it was like when I started the group, like, my family just automatically critiqued everything about it, because it was like, so I have this funny thing about me where I can't read music. Funny. So, but I'm really good at ear training, learning, listening, teaching. So it's like, but it's hard to do that on your own, especially when you don't play an instrument and you can't read music. So like, when the group was first started, I'm still proud of our first performance, because it's still good. But, you know, as we look back at it now, we're like, wow. When
was that? Was that during your
sophomore
year?
This was 2 years, 2 years ago. So, but now where we're at now, which you'll see March 23rd at Roxbury Community College.
We'll definitely shout that out again.
I have to say that I am so proud of how far we came to now. And the group is like, anybody that comes into the group automatically just fits in. And that's something amazing, because you never know, personalities may clash and stuff like that. And it's like I always say on our Instagram, like, it's not just the Acapella group, it's a family. And people are like, oh, you're so corny. But it really is. Like, we really are a family. So yeah, I mean, I think back then I was just so excited to start the group, and I was excited to just pretty much have anybody in it that was just willing to just wanting to sing and be a part of something. But now it's like, it's pretty good. And I think
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I think that now where we're at now for the show, it kind of is gonna be a transition for us and for everybody else to see, because everybody kind of knows us. We're kind of goofy, we're like a fun group, and you know, we're really playful, and I think this show is really gonna show like that side of us too. But then that switch where it's like, oh shit, I don't know, can I cuss?
Oh no, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen.
Sorry.
It's okay, keep going. So what were we talking about? Acapella and
so there's gonna be like, oh, they really came and they really did that, like, they really wanted this, and it's gonna be like a coming out party. So
that's amazing. How much has the group grown since it started?
Oh my gosh, tremendously. Just
because you
honestly
said fitting people in, and I'm sure right from the start it may have seemed daunting, like you said. So how much did you have to handle?
Well, again, when you're running it all on your own, it's very, very stressful. And
trust me, that's the show. I know how you feel.
It's very, very stressful, but they have come such a long way, because they know how important this show is too. So it's like, it's not only me that wants it so bad, but it's them, and especially some of like the OG, I call them the OG members, like the ones that stayed from the beginning till now. It's just as important to them as it is to me, because they're like, okay, like, we're really having this show. And so like, and it's not a competition. That's the best part, because when you hear acapella, you think like Pitch Perfect. And, no, seriously, and everyone's like, oh god, there goes that, like, and
man.
it's like not all acapellas are like
Right.
that. We're not like cheesy and corny.
Yeah.
I mean, we are, but like what group isn't? Like,
Yeah, of
but
course,
it's
of
not
course, of course.
like exactly like
It's a
Pitch
good
Perfect.
cheesy and corny.
Yeah, and it's like when we're having the show, we're having it in a different venue. Okay, we're having it at Roxbury Community College, and then on top of that, we're having a special guest. Like, they're called the House Jacks, and they have like a great criteria. They travel internationally, won many shows, been on won many awards, and cost a lot of money. So shout out
they
to
better
the
be
Student
good.
Government
Yeah.
Association for helping us out.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
they are coming to perform this amazing show, and we're having different Boston acapella groups coming in and performing. So it's like
That's cool.
it's a really big show, especially for us to be hosting,
Yeah.
and especially since it's not a competition. So in the acapella world, we have a competition called ICCAs, and that's like a really huge competition where all like different
That is
types
Pitch
of
Perfect,
no, like
That's
it really is. Like, we
true.
even have like our own Snap, like, you know what, the Snap stories?
Yeah.
That was there last year because that's how big it
Okay,
was.
got you,
So,
got you.
and the
Big deal.
ramifications are other acapella group. They also are auditioning for that too. So we'll be
Nice.
on the lookout for them, and then make sure you guys go and support. But
Are you guys competing for a spot?
no, we're not doing. That's because we were so focused on having this show more than competing. Because what we want to do is we want to bring different acapella groups in the community and kind of make it less competitive. And like, it's like the acapella world is so tiny, but yet so big at the same time. And it's like every time we do come like to meet with each other, it's always that competition, and it's kind of like low-key fake love. You'll be
Right.
like, oh, I wish you the best,
Yeah.
but really you want to win. So like,
Of
it's
course,
like
of
you like,
course.
darn these good groups, and whatever.
That
but
was better. Darn.
So I was like, you know what? Not this year. And I also, and everyone in the group was on the same page too.
Yeah.
We were like, you know what? We don't want to compete. Not, at least not this year. So I was like, how about we just have a really big show? And everyone is on the same page, and it was like, how about we make it less competitive, more fun? So like, when we're all together, we'll actually be wishing each other actual good luck, because it's
definitely.
like, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time, and I really feel like because it's not a competition, no one's gonna go in like with a competitive field or like trying to be better than one another, and it happens. And of course, it's natural, it's normal. You want to be the best. That's the point of the competition.
competition.
That's the
It
point
is
of the
a
competition. You want to
competition.
be the best. And I'm like, you know what? We're still fairly new, and we still need to get our name out there. So how about we just have this big show and have some famous acapella groups just
Great
come on
idea.
in
It's a great
and
idea.
just have a good time.
Is there anybody in Soulfully Versed and Ramifications or any of the other
No,
other groups? Okay,
no. So everyone's pretty well. It's like we all practice this. Like, I swear this is like a huge acapella community, but everyone always practices on Thursdays and Sundays.
Okay.
So all acapella groups, like if you around the world
here
practice.
at Suffolk.
well,
Where are the venues here to practice?
We practice on campus. So
Where, though? Like, down
here,
down
either
the hall?
on the 11th floor, because there's a piano in the theater department,
okay.
or if we don't, like during like activities period,
Yeah.
which is like a period that we have an hour for free. We're either in the Somerset building, Beacon, it's whatever space we can get.
Gotcha.
So, but just like generally, like with all different acapella groups, they all practice Thursdays and Sundays. Like, so it's so funny. So it's like, and it's a big time commitment too. So it's like, like our times don't clash with one another. That's a good thing. But like, for example, ours is like 2 to 6 p.m. and the Rams is like 6 to 9 p.m. So if you want to be a part of both, you have to really want to commit
Yeah, that's
and
a
do the
long
time.
day.
That's a long day.
That's
like
a
that's
lot
a
of
shift.
singing. That's dedication.
That's a shift.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, everything was more than, like I tell people, I'm like, you could get into both and still could do both, but you gotta want to do both.
Definitely.
And it's hard to
Yeah.
do both.
Do you think that Suffolk has enough support, that Suffolk supports these performing arts groups enough with venues, with equipment, with things like that?
I think when you look for the help, they do.
Yeah,
Like, for
okay,
example, for
cool.
this show,
That's good.
we, of course, SGA, big sponsor, but like we did co-sponsorships for like to get the house jacks, like hotels and food and stuff like that. And so when you ask them for help, they'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem.
Right.
Or like they can't because their budget doesn't allow them. But if you look for it, it's there.
Gotcha.
Like we had diversity, the student for diversities help us out. We had deans, the dean's
Nice,
office help us
nice.
out. We
That's
had
good.
Ocho, off-campus housing
Yep.
help us out. We have like the Kirby Student Network, Black Student Union, just helping us out just for like the show, but not specifically giving us money, but like everybody else is pretty much giving us money. So unfortunately, I personally feel like the people tend to come around more when the show starts to happen. You know, like I feel like Suffolk, like the hierarchy could do better being more like involved in trying to come watch the shows and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't want to sound shady, but for example, like for like programs, like you have to thank these people that you've never seen before, and so and or that were probably never
not involved, probably didn't even know about
or doesn't even know till then.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. But I've done my best to reach out to like all like deans and trustees and invite them to the show and let them know, hey, if you want to, you can get a free ticket and reserve your spot here.
Cool.
Most of the deans have responded, but I guess there's like a big, honestly, again, if I was to do this in the future, I would not have a show the week after spring break because other schools are also on spring break. So that would be something for the future. But I mean, we still got a lot of schools to come to perform. I mean, there's 6 groups anyway, so that's a lot anyways. But but you never know who's on campus and stuff like that. But then again, I guess the law is schools also doing something that night too. So most of them will be there that night. But it's funny because a lot of the teachers are like, oh my God, like we love to watch Pitch Slap. Oh my God, we love acapella. We're like,
Slap?
It's an acapella show.
Here it's
or not Pitch Slap. I'm sorry, that's the acapella group. Pitch. Oh my God, why am I dropping? I'm drawing a blank. There was a show on maybe NBC or maybe ABC.
TV. Let's go with it. Was on TV.
It was on one of those C's.
Yeah, let's go with that.
And it was like an acapella show where the Pentatonics won.
I don't know about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you don't know about Pentatonics?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. This is all new to me.
There's a really huge acapella group named Pentatonics. There's only 5 of them, and they like literally tour everywhere. Like literally, like they're so big, and they won a Grammy.
Congratulations,
and funny story. Our old director is now in Pentatonics.
Oh
wow.
my gosh, wait, I think I saw that.
So
that's wild.
What'd you see?
That Pentatonics has a new member.
Yeah, and that new member was our old director.
Oh my goodness, wow.
So cool.
Cries because it's like you want to be mad, but you can't be mad.
Exactly.
But I'm so mad, but not mad. But
It's actually funny. What's your director's
His name's Matt Sally.
Shout out Matt Sally.
He is the bass now. The old bass left, I don't know, for whatever reason. And just, last semester, he got the chance to be a part of it. And I don't know how he got in there, but he did. And I think he's never coming back. But only because there was an interview, and the group definitely shows how much they love him. Right. And you can't, his personality is just radiant. So it's like he is such an amazing person. Like he helped me a lot as our director, especially since I'm like a perfectionist, and like I start to get like, I always tell the group always notices like I've like there's like maybe a switch in my attitude and stuff like that, and he'll look at me, he'll be like, it's gonna be okay. And that was just everything to me, because he was him just telling me, you're gonna be fine, we're gonna get through this. And I'd just be like, it's like, you know me. It was like we were in a relationship and he broke up with me and I was devastated. But now he's a part of this amazing group and he's touring everywhere, and he is and he was just partying with Jimmy Kimmel the other night. So I'm not even mad. I told him like, don't you go Hollywood.
Good company.
Yeah. So but he was amazing, and I know he is amazing. Not was, because it made it seem like he's dead, but he is amazing. So check him out. Well, check out to Pentatonics if you don't know that, but most of the world do know who they are.
I'm sorry, I've been living under a rock.
But yeah. But he has definitely made the group where we're at now, because when he came in and like we were at a rough spot, and when he came, like, first of all, we were having such a hard time finding a director. And then he came and applied, and it was just like, we automatically knew that we wanted to hire him, but we still had to go through the whole process with the other ones, but we knew it was him.
What's the role of the director that makes it so necessary?
They basically help make arrangements or do arrangements. And making arrangements is not easy. So you have to literally take a song and make it into an a cappella arrangement. So it's like you'd have no beats and stuff like that, so it's all voices. So if you don't know the song, like, they do a good job listening and then making that song and an arrangement. So it's really hard. Like, our new director now, she does an amazing job. Her name's Christina, and she went to like an acapella camp and acapella everything. And she went to Suffolk actually, but I guess she was never a part of an acapella group. But she did all that, and like, she can make an arrangement like a week. And I told her too, like, when I interviewed her, I was like, I'm like, we do different songs from different genres. Like, how well are you like listening to it and then, making it into an arrangement? And she was like, well, when I was in acapella camp, I did an arrangement for like a whole like this acapella world, it is serious. It's intense.
I'm sure it is.
So Like she made like someone's whole ICC arrangements. Again, that's the acapella competition in like a week. And so like when you do ICCAs, like you'll have like 3 songs and you have to make it like flow to one song to another to another. So it's like she does a pretty good job at making arrangement. You'll hear one of her arrangements at our show March 23rd at Roxbury Community College.
March 23rd at Roxbury Community College.
Yeah, you just got to throw it in periodically every 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah.
They say once you hear or encounter something 3 times, then you memorize it. It's implanted in your brain. So we've got a couple more times to go. Is it the same venue as the African Diaspora show?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome. So is Soulfully Versed is an event being held by other clubs, or is it Soulfully Versed?
It's
show?
us. It's our show.
Awesome.
With of course the performing arts helping us
right.
because we're part of the performing arts.
Okay, cool. Well,
so we're hosting the whole thing. It's very stressful.
I was just stressful. I'm glad you said that because I wanted to ask, what has been some of the difficulties, like the biggest challenges of starting the club, of growing it to where it is now? Because these might be things that discourage other people on campus who maybe want to start one or just think it'll be too hard. But clearly, you're here, right? Like you said, you're at a point where you're proud of the club. So what challenges did you have to surmount, but were able to surmount to get there?
So starting it wasn't hard.
Right.
If you have the vision and you have the idea, it's getting members or people to want to also be involved. So that's the most challenging part.
I'm sure you know about that,
Amira. And you're over there like selling yourself like, hey, do you sing? Do you sing? Do you sing? Like to everybody you're in class, like, hey, do you sing? Like I do this funny thing because on at Suffolk we have Blackboard, and so if you didn't know, you could email everybody in your class.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
So I know my class members probably hate me, but like for the show, like what I did was I emailed all my classes and emailed them like the flyer. It was like, hey, it's your favorite girl, Jello. I would be like, it's your favorite Jello because there's only one in the class, so and be like, come to the show and blah blah blah. So that was like way that I got our word out and stuff like that. But it's just like you have to literally like find your way to do everything. And so I guess that's the hardest, is trying to get people to come and audition. But people do, because when they hear it and they like to sing, like we'll randomly get messages like, hey, I've been singing for a while and then I haven't sing in a while, or I miss singing, and I'm just trying to look for something where I could fit in and stuff like that. And and people always are scared to like see if they fit into like our group. There's not one set of, I don't want to say wrong person, people, one set of person. I don't speak proper English. So there's not like one, like we're not like just one way. Like it's just like literally, I don't want to like brag or anything, but we are a very diverse
Great. I was going to ask that soon, so I'm glad you brought that up.
It's not just only one type of person in that group. It's like, we're really diverse. Now that's diversity.
So what do you mean by it? Do you mean ethnically,
racially?
Oh,
definitely ethnically and racially. We are a pretty mixed group, and you'll see that March 23rd at Roxbury Community College. Big show at 7 p.m.
It's coming up soon, all right? Coming up soon.
And people, I find it so funny because people will always buy tickets like week of, and I know that it's spring break, so everyone's like trying. Like this week, it was just like slow, like everybody. But people were scanning their tickets. But as soon as it hits Monday, I just know everyone's gonna be just tickets are just gonna sell.
I'm definitely getting a ticket. Amira's getting a ticket too. We'll definitely be there. What day of the week is that?
It's Friday night.
Oh, okay.
And I always tell people, I'm like, listen, 7:30, but try to be there at 7, because if you're not there to claim your ticket,
March 23rd is not Friday. Next week, the week after.
The week after.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
In 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
And the House Jacks actually are having a show March 12th, but so they're promoting that right now. So I know
not going to that.
So I know as soon as that one ends, I know they're gonna start promoting the next show, our show. So I know as soon as they do that, tickets are gonna just go right away.
Okay,
so
really cool.
So that's what I'm trying to tell people. I'm like, I'm telling people, especially at Suffolk, I'm like, you guys have the chance to go up to the PAO office and get it. So you guys are set. But once that 150 is done, then you have to buy it online. And if you're not there to claim your ticket at 7:15 p.m. and March 23rd at Roxbury Community College, we will sell the tickets out to the general public for the people that don't buy their tickets on time.
Right. So you have a chance again, people, but get it on time.
Get it on time.
All right. So before we move on to other clubs that you're involved with, what do you want to see for Soulfully Versed from here on out? Is it more membership? Is it maybe collaboration with other groups? What is it?
So we're already in a process of wanting to collaborate with one specific group at Tufts.
Yeah.
What group?
I didn't know, people.
Wait,
this is a coincidence.
I can guess.
This is a coincidence.
I know the acapella group at Tufts. Is it Essence?
No.
Is it SQ?
No.
Is it Amalgamate?
No.
Okay, keep going.
Is it a female acapella group or a mixed?
No.
Or it's
Male.
a male? Is it the Beelzebubs?
No.
Oh my
Beelzebub?
god, the Beelzebubs.
That's like, isn't that Satan?
Yes. Okay. Oh. I know this. Is it?
You got it.
Oh my gosh, they're so good, and I know it's.
Yeah, I was about to say they're so good. I can't believe you didn't even say them
It starts
first.
an S.
Yes.
Yes.
That doesn't start with an S, but there is an S,
S
in
Factor.
there. Yep.
S Factor is
Hey.
the best, and
Yep.
I can't believe I listed them like 6th or 7th because
it.
they're so good.
So they're called Tufts S Factor. They're all
Awesome.
male group. We actually, when we were looking for groups to perform at our show,
Yeah.
we wanted them to, but they're on spring break that week.
Yeah, I was gonna say because Tufts, like people apply to Tufts for acapella.
Yeah.
Like,
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because there are like almost 20 acapella groups.
Yeah,
It's like
see.
everyone does acapella.
It's a big world. It's a big
And
world.
so they are
they're so
amazing.
good.
They're so
Yeah, that's
so
really
good.
cool.
And when we had a winter,
They were actually the voice of Glee, of one of the acapella
Oh,
groups
yeah?
on Glee.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, that's really
Yeah.
no,
cool.
they're amazing.
They have accolades,
They're very attractive looking group of men.
Very nice. Very nice. That's always a plus. That's always a plus.
We first like actually met them face to face at a, what is it? Boston has like this Winter Plaza every year, like where they have
cool.
like this
Yeah.
the skating. They they had an
Oh, the
acapella
one
day
out here?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
by the
okay, cool.
government center.
Gotcha, yeah.
And so they had an acapella day, and we met them because they went a few acapella groups after us, and. You know, we were talking to them and they were saying like, you know, they really wanted to be a part of the show because it's going to be a big show for all of us. But they couldn't because they're on spring break. And I got to actually meet them and I was like, listen, we need to do like a future collaboration because
definitely.
Soulfully Versed wants to do an EP next year.
Wow.
Amazing.
So,
Is that a Life and Times exclusive? Has that been announced
that
anywhere?
has been announced for the first time. No, it's been
this is
announced.
the-
Oh, okay.
Beep, 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 beep. I need to
Yeah.
get one of those things.
So,
If you're listening live, you are the first 5 people to ever hear that news. That's something special about you.
yeah, so we really want to do that. So we were like, you know what? I'm not going to say which song, but we have an idea of what song we want them to feature on.
Yep.
And hopefully when we do the collaboration, we can bring them to one of our shows because I know PAO has we have shows every semester.
Yep.
And so if that's the case, we would really like for us to do the collaboration for one of our shows.
That's cool.
But they are super, super, super good.
Is that EP all original music?
Well, no, it would be songs people's songs, but
Does acapella do people
They
do
do.
original? Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
I have no idea. Again, clearly clueless. To
you know,
this world.
I think Tufts actually have their own song. Like their founder made a song for them. So they
S Factor.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
cool.
the founder actually made a song. I know our group was like, we should make our own original song.
Right.
That's gonna take some time.
We'll get there.
I was
We'll
like,
get there.
I would like to, so because I'm the founder, so and I'm leaving next
course.
year, so it would be nice for us to do it. So if
Yeah.
we do, it'll probably be more towards the end of the year. But I'm really trying to get our EP like that first semester, or at least get all of our songs ready for us to like get ready and just record it and bust
That
it.
would be so
That's
dope.
really cool.
So that's our goal. So we still don't plan on competing next
Right.
year for ICCAs. Now, whatever
Got
happens
more
when I
important
leave.
things, yo.
Yeah,
Got more
so
important things to do.
so I'm like, so whatever happens when I'm gone, and if they want to do it at
gone
that
at
point,
the end of this year? Are you graduating
next
at the
year,
end of
next
this-
year.
next year.
I'm
Okay,
gonna be done a semester early though, so
Gotcha.
but I'm still gonna linger around till the end of the
Yeah.
year
Hey, you might
to
as
make
well.
sure that
You don't have to start your real life yet.
Yeah.
You, know?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
technically have another semester.
Yeah, technically have another semester, but I'll have a whole degree at home.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
So that's our future.
Yeah,
that's
that's a good
after
plan.
this show. Yeah, and one of the songs that we perform March 23rd at Roxbury Community College at 7 p.m. will be on the EP too.
That's
so
right. After, when I go back to edit this episode, I had a bunch of echoes and like booms and bomb
Yeah.
sounds every time you say that. So when it gets posted on YouTube, people will see it.
Amazing.
It's a good idea,
That's
right?
gonna be so great.
We'll see. So other groups you're involved in are Caribbean Student Network, right? And then kind of with Black Student Union
Yes.
as well. And they've also had events that, you know, not necessarily a music center, but you've performed that have music
Yes.
at, like the Caribbean Fashion Show, like the African Diaspora Show.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a show that's your favorite to perform at? And what do you love about this stuff
Oh, is there a show?
at those shows?
Okay, can I tell you something funny?
You
So
can say
when you
many
perform
funny things.
when you perform at a Caribbean or Black audience, they are the most liveliest type of audience.
Yeah, they were going wild for you at that event last time. It was amazing to see. Everyone was just so excited.
I couldn't even
walked in.
start because it was like
so great.
they just kept on yelling, and it's just like, you know, the cue is when it's silent, and then because I had like for the Despera, I had like only 1 second, so like as soon as the song played, like I needed to jump right in.
Away.
So if I can't hear it, then I miss the cue, and I hate to be the one on stage and go, sorry, can we run that back? Can we run it back? Can we run it back? So, you know, we have to wait for everyone to kind of get quiet, because that's probably my fault, because the arrangement that I got was probably just way
so
too
popular.
No, I don't. You know, I wouldn't say popular. I think I just have a good set of 15 friends, and they're really loud.
That's all you need. The loyal ones.
So like we have a group chat on Snapchat. So there's about 20 of us. So the 20 of us
15 out of 20. That's pretty good.
So if the 20 of us are there at an auditorium, that's like they make the most noise. And so people are like, oh, you're so popular. I'm like, literally, no, it's only 20 people.
Yo, 20 is a good number.
That's a good size crew.
But
you're rolling deep with that.
But I guess I get a lot of support from just other people in general, like you know, friends and people that know me in and out of campus. And I guess I appreciate them coming too, because like I don't give them a choice. I'd be like, if you don't come, then you're not my friend anymore. And so, but that's never.
So clearly they want to be your friend.
No. So it's like, so that's never the case. But but of course I can't say which one I prefer which one I perform at, but I am a part of the e-board of the Caribbean Student Network, so I'm the PR person. And when I did the fashion show last year, it was so nice. But I'm not gonna do it this year because I'm a part of the e-board and I don't have time to go up and perform, because I'm gonna be backstage stressing out and ready to rip off my wig and all that stuff. So
that's the
how much coordinating is that between the actual fashion show coming out, people running the DJ and the musical acts as well? How much coordinating does that take? How difficult is that to plan?
I mean, we start it as soon as we get back from like December break. So actually we started beginning of the year, right? So we have like just one event like called Africabana, and that's just like a big party that we have. But like we start to plan the fashion show as soon as we get in, because we have it at the Hyatt, and then it's like you have to do the layout, the staging, models, and makeup, and we having a special host, so be on the lookout. I will not drop that on the radio.
All right. A lot of hits this episode.
But the fashion show, we will be having and we're gonna go big. So this is our 29th year, so of hosting the fashion show, so that's why we're gonna have like a special host.
29, you said, sorry?
Yeah, the 29th. Okay, cool. And I remember Ben P. You interviewed him a while ago, but
first episode of the Suffolk Scene Series.
He will be DJing that night. Dope. So he's also a rapper / DJ. I'm pretty sure he mentioned that. But so he will be DJing that night, and he does a pretty good job at DJing and stuff like that. And it's nice to have people that you know are in the inside to help you with the show too, because it's like it's so hard when like people day of are helping and they haven't been there for like meetings and stuff like that. They don't know the vision. Yeah, like, or they just like they're just learning that night what they have to do, and it's so stressful, because you know, like, again, like we're like, you want everything to be perfect that night. So yeah, but it's going to be a fun time, the fashion. And it's funny because right after our Soulfully Versed show, March 23rd, Roxbury Community College, the fashion show's 2 weeks right after. So I'm going to be very stressed. That's packed. But the fashion show is always a good time. And we hire designers too. So designers come out and make these bomb outfits. And it's really fun. Yeah. So yeah, but again, back to the question, I do not have a specific place. I like performing in general. So like, and at the end of the year, on top of the fashion show, PAO, Performing Arts Office, they're having a Spring Fest show in April. I can't quite remember the day. I'm gonna pull it up to let you know. But
go for it.
I am also performing for that. So normally each semester they have like a PAO show just with all like the PAO groups. But since this year they didn't do family weekend for whatever reason, I can't remember what it was. There was something going on in the university. So normally they do the family weekend. So since they didn't do it, they decided instead of having a family weekend, just having a huge big show at the Royale at the end of the year.
Wow.
So
that's cool. So
a bunch of like,
really awesome. It's like a legit stage.
So a bunch of just us Suffolk students came and auditioned, and that was actually a good day for me to network with other people, because I didn't realize that there were so many other singers at Suffolk, because everyone wanted to, like, you know, be either a soloist or be in the company of the Spring Fest. So that was awesome. Also, I don't think I was supposed to say that I was performing at Spring Fest yet, because I think they're still telling people. I think I was like, I think they're still telling people whether they made it or
Yeah.
not. But but I think that
I'm sure none of those people are
actually
listening.
they said wait for a week. So I think it's already been a week.
We
so.
got it.
You're good, you're good.
Statute of limitations.
So it's
We're good.
April
We're good.
27th, which is fun fact. That's also Rebecca's birthday.
Rebecca Zama, also a guest on the Suffolk
Also a
Scene
guest.
Series.
She's
Yeah,
also
shout
a
out
friend.
to Rebecca.
Yeah, she's also a friend of mine.
I got the whole crew coming.
Yeah, really.
That's right.
So yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, I think it's 5:45. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming. Where can they find you on Instagram? Maybe Soulfully Versed on Instagram. All that stuff. Where can they find you?
For Soulfully Versed, we are at Soul SOUL Versed VERSED.
Wait, say that one more time.
Soulfully Versed at SOUL
Yes. What's the rest?
FULLY Verse VERSED. Okay, can I be honest with you? When I spell it out,
Yeah.
sometimes saying
It's a lot of
it,
letters.
it's a lot of letters. So
it's harder.
Soulfully Versed. So SOUL.
At Soulfully Versed, people.
Oh my God.
I think they might
SOUL
get it. I think they can get it. It's not too hard to
FULLY.
spell.
So soulfully, soulfully, and then
Nice.
verse VER.
Wait, soulfully?
Soulfully.
Or soulfully?
Soul.
And then is
Soulfully.
it verse or is it versed?
Verse with the D at
versed.
the end.
Oh, with the D at
With
the
the
end.
D. So
Soulfully versed.
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 And there's how many people in this group again?
14.
14. Awesome.
14. And one beatboxer.
Oh, okay. Actually, I wanted to ask that. Are there any rappers / beatboxers? Just one beatboxer.
Just one
Okay,
beatboxer.
cool.
We always say we're open to rappers because
Really?
because
We might have to
you know,
talk.
like no, seriously,
Whoa.
because we want to do. We'll talk off air.
Yeah. What's up?
But we want to do so. We want to kind of beat what normal acapella groups sound like.
Yeah.
So with a rapper and like trying to like feng shui that into like
Yeah.
it would be really dope. So
That would be
that's
dope.
that's a goal of
That'd be
ours.
dope.
So yeah, and then my
Dope.
username is @Jolise
Sick. And you have music coming.
Yes, no. So
Yes, no. Just say-
I did recently sign a contract with
Wow,
an
I didn't know all
agent
this was coming. Okay. All
and a
right.
manager. So yes, we're working on music.
Yeah. So stay tuned, people. There's music coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've seen Jello perform, then you're definitely excited for her music. If you
Yeah.
haven't, then where can they? Is there anything that you have anywhere that people can hear you
Nope,
singing?
just on my Instagram or
Just on your
YouTube. Just,
Instagram.
you know, cover videos.
Maybe on March 23rd at
Maybe
Roxbury Community
yes,
College.
Oh,
March
yes.
23rd, Roxbury Community College.
Yeah.
One more time for the people who didn't hear it.
March 23rd, Roxbury Community College at 7 p.m.
What's happening?
Soulfully Versus have an
Sick.
acapella show.
Sick.
And there's parking. So
And there's parking, people.
There's parking.
Best of all
You
worlds.
can't free parking. So
parking.
you can't beat free
Sick.
parking in the Boston area.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Mira, you got anything before we go?
No? That was
Okay,
awesome.
me neither. Thank you, everybody, for joining for another episode of Life and Tymes. Jello, Amira, thank you for being on. It was a pleasure talking to both of you.
Thank you, having me.
All right, everybody. Peace out.